Okay, we're going to talk about simple interest. So simple interest is the interest earned only on the principal or the original amount deposited in the account. Okay, so this is the formula that we will use. If you look on your STAR reference sheet, this is on that STAR reference sheet towards the bottom. Okay, and these are what these variables mean. So the I means interest. The P means principal, okay, which is the initial amount deposited. Then we have the R. The R is the rate. Now, they will give you the rate as a percentage, but you need to convert it to a decimal. And then we have time, which needs to be expressed in years. Okay? Something important that you need to understand about whenever we calculate simple interest, whenever you use this formula, you only find the interest. So if it asks you for a total amount, you have to take your interest and add it to your principal. Okay, and we'll do an example about that in a second. So number one, let's do a practice problem. Number one says a $600 deposit for 30 years at a simple interest rate of 2%. So this $600 deposit, that is how much I'm putting in initially. So this is my P, right? So I have 600. It says for 30 years, and since it's talking about years, this is my time. And then I have a simple interest rate of 2%. So this is my rate, so 2%. But I need to put my percent in decimal form. And we know that if you need to convert your percent to a decimal, either you put it over 100 or you move your decimal 2 times to the left. So if I have 2 over 100 and I convert that to a decimal, I'd have 0.02. That's my interest rate. So I am looking for my interest, okay? So now we use our formula for simple interest rate. So let's look at our formula first. So my formula for simple interest is I equals PRT. And now I plug in my values. So I don't know what my I is, so I put I equals. Instead of P, I'm going to put my P value. My P value is 600. And I need to multiply that by my rate. Now remember, rate, we have to use the decimal. So it's 0.02. And multiply that by my time, which is 30. And now all I have to do is solve. So you get your calculator out. Add a calculator, and now I just type this in. So I have 600 times 0.02 times 30, and I get 360. Okay, so this is just the amount of interest I've earned. I've earned $360. Now, to find my total value in my account, I have to take my principal amount, so 600 plus the 360 I have on interest to find my total amount. Okay, so 600 plus 360 is $960. And that is how you work these problems out. Okay, so we have a practice problem on the front for you to complete. Okay, so let's look at number 5. Okay, Mr. Flores opened an account with a deposit of $5,000. The account earned an annual simple interest rate. He did not make any additional deposits or withdrawals. At the end of 4 years, the balance of the account was $6,500. What is the annual interest rate on this account? So let's go through this problem step by step. So he opened an account with a deposit of $5,000. So this is what he started with. So this is my P, okay? So I have $5,000. He earned an annual simple interest rate, so I know I'm gonna use the formula I equals PRT. He did not make any additional deposits or withdrawals. And at the end of 4 years, so 4 years, that's my time, his balance on the account was $6,500. So this $6,500, this is my balance at the end, which means this is how much it is with my interest plus my principal. Okay, so if his principal was $5,000, okay, I need to figure out how much he paid on interest. So it would be interest plus $5,000 equals $6,500, which means the initial would be the difference between the two. So my initial has to be my interest has to be $1,500. Okay? What is the annual interest rate? So this is what I'm looking for right here. So now I come over here and I put in what I know. So I know my I is 1,500 equals my principal, which is 5,000, times my R, which I don't know yet, times my time, which is 4 years. Okay, so now I solve. So I have 1,500 equals, I have 5,000 times 4, which is equal to 20,000 times my interest rate. So to find my interest rate, I need to divide. So I have 1,500 divided by 20,000. Convert that to a decimal. Okay, so my interest rate is 0.075 is my interest rate. Now remember, your interest rate needs to be in percent, right? So I would need to move my decimal 2 times to the right. So my interest rate is 7.5%. Okay? Now remember, your interest we already found was 1,500, and your principal was, and your total amount was the end account balance, which was 6,500. Okay? And that is how you find simple interest.